שומע ורואה כאן במקום הזה את כל מה שהיה ואת כל מה שעוד יהיה רק במקום הזה. אני שייך, הלב נמשך, אני בוחר להישאר, הכל כדאי, אני חי בארץ ישראל. This is my home, this is the place to be. מרגיש את אלוקיי כאן בקרבי, אז תעלה אחי ושב איתי. This is my home, זה המקום שלי, אני נושם טועה מה אני שומע ורואה כאן במקום הזה את כל מה שהיה ואת כל מה שעוד יהיה רק במקום הזה. אני שייך, הלב נמשך, אני בוחר להישאר, הכל כדאי, אני חי בארץ ישראל. This is my home, this is the place to be. מרגיש את אלוקיי כאן בקרבי, אז תעלה אחי ושב איתי. This is my home, זה המקום שלי, 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 שלי. This is my home, this is my home, this is my home. זה המקום, זה המקום, זה המקום, זה המקום. This is my home, this is my home, this is my home, זה המקום, this is my home, this is my home, this is my home, זה המקום, this is my home, 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 this is the place to be. מרגיש את אלוקיי כאן בקרבי, אז תעלה אחי ושב איתי. This is my home, זה המקום. This is my home, this is the place to be. מרגיש את אלוקיי כאן בקרבי, אז תעלה אחי ושב איתי. This is my home, זה המקום שלי, 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 שלי. If I told you I was trying, would you believe in me? If I told you I was falling, would you rescue me? We all fall down, we get back up, we wear that crown like kings wear proud. Before I go, you need to know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Joseph Kushner Hebrew Academy 8th grade advancement ceremony. At this time, we ask that all parents please find their seats as we begin our 8th grade advancement.
You make it easy always. We all fall down, we get back up, we wear that crown like kings wear proud. Before I go, you need to know.
Ezri me'im Adonai oseh shamayim va'aretz. Al yitin l'amodot l'chayim shemecha. Hinei lo yirav v'lo yishan shomer Yisrael. השמש לא יקק על ירח בלילה. אדוני ישמך מרן, ישמע נפשך. אדוני ישמע צאתך ובואך מעתה ועד.
Please join us in singing a favorite.
Acheinu kol beit Yisrael, Acheinu kol beit Yisrael, הנתונים בצרה ובשביה, העומדים בין בים ובין ביבשה. המקום ירחם עליהם, יוציאם מצרה לרווחה, ומאפל ליאורה, ומשעבוד לגאולה. השתה בגלה ובזמן קריב, השתה בגלה ובזמן קריב.
Bereshut, Rabbi Reuben Shlevitt and Rabbi Zucker, rebellion teachers, family, friends, and fellow classmates. I am honored to have the opportunity to address all of you today, and in particular to have the opportunity to reminisce with my classmates about our incredible middle school experience. I want to begin by spending a few minutes talking about the parsha we will read this coming Shabbat, Parshat Shalach. In Parshat Shalach, Moshe sends 12 spies to scout out the land of Canaan. One spy from each tribe. When the spies return, 10 of them say, there are giants in the land, and we are not powerful enough to conquer the land. By contrast, 2 spies come back saying, the land is amazing, it is flowing with milk and honey, and they urge the people to trust that Hashem will help them conquer the land. Those 2 spies were Caleb and Yoshua. When Bnei Israel heard the description from the 10 spies, they panicked. As Bnei Israel says in the Midbar, in Bamidbar, Manu be'eretz Mitzrayim, Obar Midbar Hazeh, Lo Manu. If only we had died in the land of Egypt, or if only we had died in this desert. In other words, the news from the Meraglim was so distressing that Bnei Israel questioned why Hashem bothered to take them out of Egypt, only to bring them to their death now. Rabbi Sachs takes a step back and analyzes this story. He points out that there were exactly 12 Meraglim, and every single one of them saw the same thing. They saw the same people, the same groups, and the same cities. Given that the spies were all looking at an identical landscape, Rabbi Sachs probed deeper in an effort to understand what led to the drastic divide between Caleb and Yoshua's positive recounting of the land versus the negative recounting of the other 10 spies. Rabbi Sachs explains that if everything the spies saw was externally and objectively the same, the difference must have been internal to each of the spies. The typical biblical Hebrew words used for spying are lachor and lerageh, but the Torah here uses the verb lachor, which means to explore or to seek out the good. Rabbi Sachs suggests that these spies were not sent for military or spying purposes. Instead, they were sent lachor, to seek out the good. Their mission was to bring back news to the people of how amazing this land was, to get them excited about what was in store for them when they entered Eretz Yisrael. The 10 spies misunderstood their mission. Hashem sent them to seek out the good and to report back to Israel the wonders of the land they were to inhabit. But the 10 spies entered the land anxious and afraid. Their focus was on potential threats, rather than beauty and opportunity. Instead of seeing abundant fruits and beautiful landscapes, they saw giants and a war they were destined to lose. Caleb and Yoshua, by contrast, understood the goal. When they entered Eretz Israel, instead of approaching the experience with fear and anxiety, they saw opportunity and all the marvels the land had to offer. This is such an important message for us as we embark on the beginning of our high school journey. In every situation, our approach and perspective can fundamentally alter not only our experience of the situation, but also our performance and our reaction. In fact, this has been a recurring theme for our grade since the beginning of our journey at Joseph Kushner Hebrew Academy. Let me start by taking you back to November 15, 2018, an ordinary fall day that began as most other November school days did. Little did we know that an impending snowstorm would so severely shut down Livingston Township that many of us ended up stranded and sleeping in school overnight. This is a perfect example of perspective. We could have looked at this experience as the worst experience possible, a literally never-ending school. But if we think back, so many of us cherish that night as one of our most positive school memories. We had a huge sleepover with our friends, had hot dogs for dinner, sugar cereal for breakfast, and were even rewarded with a day off of school the next day. What more could a first grader ask for? Fast forward to third grade, and again, the year began as any other year would. Until March 2020. We were told we would be home for 2 weeks, but would surely return. Instead, we watched as a global pandemic unfolded, and we were forced to stay in our homes week after week, unable to see our friends. In many ways, this could have been the most terrible experience imaginable. For many children throughout the country, years passed before they were able to rejoin their peers and teachers in person, learning and engaging socially and growing. But our school did not cower in fear or look for threats. Instead, our faculty and administration took the scary world we face and looked for opportunity. They embraced science and found ways of doing early testing, brought us back into the classroom so we could learn in person and engage with our peers, conducted school plays outside on our soccer field, and gave us a sense of normalcy and a true education throughout this crazy time. And now, fast forward again to 7th grade in Pastoral. We began the holiday, which is historically filled with celebration and dancing, expecting an ordinary celebration. Instead, the Jewish people experienced unimaginable hardship and the worst tragedy since the Holocaust. But again, instead of cowering and giving in to our fear or sense of hopelessness, we showed the world what faith, optimism, and resilience look like. We mourned, but we also took action. Hundreds of thousands of Jews stood together peacefully at the center of our nation's capital, demanding that the hostages be returned and showing the world that our spirit cannot be broken. Looking out at the giant crowd at the rally, I felt a powerful sense of unity. Even in such a devastating time, we stand together, supporting one another. The Jewish people stayed strong and showed their support in the most meaningful way, by coming together to fight for the return of our brothers and sisters. And on a lighter note, let's fast forward just a few weeks ago, as we departed from our Washington trip. One last amazing experience as a group. We were told that the bus ride home would be 4 to 5 hours long. Of course, we had incredible traffic, and on top of that, as we made our way down the highway, the bus suddenly pulled over to the side of the road because the tail light was falling off. We could have been annoyed about our bad luck, but what did we do? We pulled out disco lights and speakers and started partying on the side of the road. Yes, one of our classmates did in fact show up to our 8th grade Washington trip with a disco. This may have even been the pinnacle. In closing, I would like to take a minute to recognize that so much of who we are today is a reflection of the spirit of Kushner K, which has been instilled in us over these past 4 years. For those of you who don't know, Kushner K is an acronym. C stands for community, A for accountability, R for respect, E for empathy, and S for self-awareness. These are the values that have guided us through our time at Joseph Kushner Hebrew Academy, and they are the foundation which has allowed us to repeatedly approach challenges with optimism, resilience, and a sense of unity. As we look ahead to the that we look at everything in a positive light. And like Khalid and Yoshua, we see opportunity instead of threat. And we see good and hold each other up, even in the hardest and scariest times. Thank you so much to our incredible faculty who have poured their time and energy into helping us develop these past 8 years. Thank you to my classmates who have truly made these past 8 years better than I could have possibly imagined. I look forward to sharing many more experiences with all of you and seeing how far we all go. And most importantly, congratulations to all of us.
Faith, optimism, resilience, tracking it from your earliest days until this spectacular moment. And on a personal level, which is really not that appropriate for me to emote personally, but bear with me. I've been feeling really badly about the night that you guys left in school. That was my decision. It was not my shining moment, and you honestly released me of that burden. This was a baby sleepover. Thank you. I'm sure everybody else in the room agrees with Joey, but the rest of that is credit. Thank you. And simple on thanks, we owe a lot of thanks to people who made this night so special for all of us. We planned to be outdoors, but because of the high humidity and the threat of rain, which one shouldn't take rain that seriously, we decided to move indoors so it would be more comfortable for you. We thank our faculty and all year that helped us pivot from outdoors to indoors. A great thanks to this triangulation and to all of the pre-work that's necessary to get to this moment. Sherry Bobak for our undying commitment to every member of the family. Recognizing every logistical need before anyone else can dream of it. And for Mr. Bird, that's a solution for every technology problem that could possibly exist and understand what's the best way that we can make everybody feel comfortable. So we thank everybody that's here tonight that made this night so special for us. We live in a community of a virtuous cycle of goodness where we educate our children based on the values of their family and the mission of the school, reinforced by community rabbis. And it gives me really great pleasure with humility to thank our rabbis that are here tonight and those who are not for helping educate you, your children, and being inspiration to the parents and grandparents in our community. So thank you, rabbis. Thanks for all the introductions. It really gives me great pleasure to introduce the co-president of JKHA RKYHS, along with Sandy Steiner, Andrew Yolen. His ethos is far beyond that. He's deliberative, he's a considered leader. He and the board of governors understand the mission, set the mission, guide us with wisdom, and counsel us with a great deal of patience. They govern with equanimity, and they are fine and wonderful people who really set, understand, and frame this mission to be a mission of compassion and inspiration, and give us the unconditional support that we need to educate every single member of our JKHA community. Thank you for the work. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the co-president, Andrew Yolen.
I have to follow Joey. Wow, that was amazing, Joey. That was great. All right. Good evening, everyone. Rabbi Rubin, Ms. Levinson, Rabbi Zucker, administrators, teachers, families, and our soon-to-be freshmen. Of course, as we celebrate tonight, our thoughts and prayers are with our families and friends, our brothers and sisters in Israel. And I'm incredibly honored to be here tonight to represent the JKHA RKYHS Board of Trustees. Though I may have shown up for this one anyway. On behalf of our outgoing co-president, Jeremy Alpern, and my soon-to-be co-president, Sandy Steiner, and the entire board, I want to extend a huge mazal tov to the parents and faculty here tonight, and of course, to this energetic group of almost high school freshmen whom we're here to celebrate. For more on you all in just a moment. As a board member and a parent, I want to start by thanking Rabbi Rubin, Ms. Levinson, Rabbi Zucker, the administration, and the entire JKHA faculty for their years of dedication to inspiring excellence and empowering our children as they have grown into young men and women. It has truly been inspiring for us as parents and lay leaders to see. Thank you for holding their hearts and minds with care, Kushner care, of course, and preparing them thoroughly for the next adventure. The tremendous accomplishments they go on to achieve in high school, and even after, God willing, at yeshiva and seminary programs in Israel, in college, in their careers and families, and beyond, will be a testament to the foundation built here at JKHA. Thank you. And to parents, first, please know that I don't take it lightly that I'm up here able to represent us as a group. I know some of you from before our little advancers here were even born. And to some degree, we've all raised our boys and girls together over the years, and we've done a pretty good job. But can you believe that we've made it here? For some of us, it's our first child moving on to high school, which is terrifying. And for others of us, it's our last, which is maybe more terrifying. So whether you're one of those or somewhere in the middle, as you enjoy tonight and celebrate as families, I encourage us all to take a beat, soak in the moment, and really make sure to enjoy this part of the journey. Let's hug our kids, all of our kids, a little tighter as we celebrate. They deserve it and we deserve it. And on behalf of the board, a huge mazal tov, and thank you for your ongoing support and commitment to JKHA RKYS. Which I can call you for just a few more minutes. This is your evening. You've all worked so hard for this over the years, whether in the classroom, at the homework table, maybe, on the sports field, in the art room, and in numerous other activities. And now you're on the brink of the next huge phase in your journey. The skills and midot you've developed at JKHA, thanks in large part to your teachers, have given you the tools to pursue and accomplish whatever you set your sights on next, both individually and collectively. Academic excellence, core values, resilience, as Joey highlighted, and a deep connection to Israel and our Jewish heritage. You may not realize it, but these have all been provided to you and instilled in you. And you all have, and I can say this with the benefit of seeing it firsthand, you all have soaked it in and absorbed it. I can't count how many times over the years you have finished an activity or returned from a grade-wide event, like a school play or trips, or most recently your trip to DC, or even Shabbaton or Bar Bat Mitzvah, and afterwards we hear the same comments from the teachers and adults who were there. What a wonderful group. That's no small feat. The positive and repetitive feedback after all these events is very unique, and you should be very proud of it. Call it a vote to you all. The evening is called advancement because it signifies your academic transition from childhood to young adulthood. While expectations will go up, yes, more homework, you are ready for the next step. We, your parents, the board, and all those who care deeply about you and the school but aren't physically here with you every day, we have the benefit of seeing the big picture. You guys see the close-ups, we see the panorama, and it's beautiful. You have already accomplished so much, and the best is still ahead. We come and you have what you need to succeed in high school and beyond. We will be behind you all the way. Congratulations to the JKHA class of 2025. We're all so proud of you.
Okay, it is my pleasure to now invite to the stage Rabbi Rubin, Rabbi Zucker, and Elisa Strassman, as we are going to present our eighth graders with their certificates. So I will now ask the first row, please.
Down the streets I look alive. No one knows what's going on inside. So much I cannot do. Just wanna be more like you. Does it even pay to try? I know 1,000,000 stars in that night. Each one with their own purpose, their own light. Those stars are just like we, each their own identity. my state of mind. Because I'm one in a million, in a million, one in a million, in a million. I know in my heart, no one can play my part. That makes every one of us one in a million. I look into the mirror and I ask, what do I gain when I compare and I contrast? Although I'm not like you, there's a job only I can do. There's no one else on my path. I look into the distance and I smile. I know that no one else can walk my mile. In my world there's only me, no one else I'd rather be. There's nothing more that I need. Because I'm one in a million, in a million. I'm one in a million, in a million. I know in my heart, no one can play my part. That makes every one of us one in a million. Every time I think about all I wanna be, I find it so impossible. Why can't I just see that I have everything I need to be the best that I can be? Yes, I believe that I am one in a million, in a million. I'm one in a million, in a million. I know in my heart, no one can play my part. That makes every one of us one in a million. I know in my heart, no one can play my part. That makes every one of us one in a million. I'm one in a million. Walking down the streets, I look alive. No one knows what's going on inside. So much I cannot do. Just wanna be more like you. Does it even pay to try? I know 1 billion stars come out at night. Each one with their own purpose, their own light. Those stars are just like me, each their own identity. It's all in my state of mind. Because I'm one in a million, in a million. I'm one in a million, in a million. I know in my heart, no one can play my part. That makes every one of us one in a million. I look into the mirror and I ask, what do I gain when I compare and I contrast? Although I'm not like you, there's a job only I can do. There's no one else on my path. I look into the distance and I smile. I know that no one else can walk my mile. In my world there's only me, no one else I'd rather be. There's nothing more that I need.
graders, you are so lucky he is your principal next year. Behind the scenes, I want to thank Howard Foster and Debbie Finkelstein on our admin team for their ongoing intuition and insight into all things middle school. You don't need the credit, but they do deserve it. My gratitude, of course, also goes to Rabbi Ari Zucker, whose dedication to keeping things running behind the scenes and sometimes right in the middle of the action has not gone unnoticed. Naturally, everyone also knows that this date would not have been possible without Mrs. Bowat, who lovingly gets the job done each time and schools us all while doing so. Fran Gleason as well deserves our thanks for her shared institutional expertise and support in crafting tonight's program. Finally, to our extraordinary teachers who are flanking all of these aisles, your passion and your commitment and your care for each and every one of these children is what makes JKHA such an incredible place. You truly are the heartbeat of our school, and you guide and inspire our students daily with your warmth and your insight and your kindness. Many people actually run from middle school, but you run towards it with open arms. I feel so lucky to have you as colleagues and friends. 8th graders, it is now your turn. You know I mean it when I say right now that I truly was not sure you could pull off walking in. But like always, your grade worked together and you pulled it off in the end. 8th graders, when I look out at you tonight, I have to tell you that I feel so honored and grateful to have been your teacher and principal these past 4 years. In 2021, your grade came into middle school as adorable and clueless 5th graders still in a pandemic. And now, you're leaving us as intellectually engaged teenagers who have learned more than any of us ever could have bargained for over these past 4 years. Like your parents, also as a fellow parent to me, I feel sort of astounded by your collective transformation over these past 4 years. This is a real sunrise, sunset moment for a lot of us tonight, your parents and your teachers. Because wasn't it last week when you were Shabbat Abba and Shabbat Ima in Jerusalem? And weren't you just 6, 7 when you proudly received your dinner on stage from Rabbi Shultz? Could it really have been that long ago when you were in the 4th grade Yosef play on the stage, or when you were frenetically scribbling away in your REO homework for your lower school teachers? Did you really make it through 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade? Or are we all just lucid dreaming right now together? To all of us, your parents and your teachers, it feels like only yesterday that you lost your front teeth. And yet, here you are, sitting in front of us in your varying stages of orthodontia. With those literal and metaphorical braces finally coming off, there is no denying it any longer. You have grown up. And as I've been trying to say to all of you since you were in 5th grade, your grade is a very, very special grade. And no, I do not say this to all grades, and you can ask other people who look into this advancement before. Your grade in particular has been a crowd favorite among your teachers for so many years and for so many reasons. Collectively, your grade has a trademark spunk and enthusiasm to you that is all your own. You are bursting with boisterous personality at every turn. You live your lives in Technicolor, needing your filters to amplify who you are, even when we all might have been better off if sometimes you had filtered some of that personality. As a grade, you are unabashedly who you are. So in case nobody told you today, you're special. Like all JKHA middle school students before you, though, you each have uniquely accomplished so much in these past 4 years. You've taken on academic challenges in spite of nagging self-doubt that is the ongoing accessory to adolescence everywhere. You've survived those peaks and those valleys of growing up, earning accolades left and right. You have fallen on the floor in laughter at 8613, and you've leaned on and supported each other in your hardest moments. As you each forged your own identities, you conquered complete assignments. You've made fascinating speeches about topics that you personally are invested in. You toiled over seemingly unsolvable math problems. You parsed through the complexity of challenging Pesukim, and you've thrown yourself into Kokavay Kushner year in and year out. You have got the stickers to your little kids. You've got coffee and water. But if I stopped here, I would have left out a very important part of your brief story. And that's how you grew up, not in spite of the world around you, but actually because of it and in the best possible ways. These past 4 years have not been easy. We've lived through a pandemic, October 7th, and now, at this very moment, a war with Iran that is existential for Israel in every sense of the word. I wish that I could stand here and reassure you that history that you are living will not always challenge you this intensely, but I can't promise you that. And thousands of years of Jewish history can also not promise you that. As humans, we do not get to pick the historical period we live in. We only get to choose our responses, our reactions, and our choices. Rabbi Jonathan Sacks wrote, "We're changed not by what we perceive, but by what we do." And your brain is blown me away in particular by what you have collectively chosen to do. Over the past 2 weeks, I've kept coming back to this one moment we had together on our 8th grade trip to DC. We were visiting the White House. We had just finished touring the inside, when we were waiting outside on the back steps for some straggling 8th graders to catch up. As we stood in the White House driveway, your brain collectively broke out into an impromptu, enthusiastic chorus of the Star Spangled Banner. And then you sang Hatzikah. There we were, on the steps of the White House, in a time period that is marked by soaring anti-Semitism, and without hesitation or any reservation, you proudly took your place on the front lawn of American history, and you claimed your birthright as Am Yisrael. You embraced your role as avid Zionists, proud of your identity, never willing to be complacent or despondent. It was at that moment that I saw the mission of our school fulfilled in each one of you. Being a proud Zionist is as central to your identity as your Judaism and as the air you breathe. So just as Kushner Cares has guided you through middle school, your belief in Hashem, when paired with your Zionism, will enable you to look challenges in the eye without fear. 8th graders, the world can challenge you because each one of you has proven to me personally you are ready to challenge the world. You are so very prepared for whatever it is that high school is going to throw your way. And for the rest of us, with you at the helm, we know that the future of Am Yisrael is in great hands. And now it is time for all of you to leave the hallways as Kushner Cares ambassadors for life. We are so proud of you.
You were speaking as a Joey's a challenge, speaking at the numbers is a big challenge. That was extraordinary, both in content and in messaging and delivery. We're very grateful to Ms. Levinson, who cultivates and creates a culture, a community of meeting learners. And she models steady and competent, compassionate, and unflappable leadership. Ms. Levinson makes space for every child, every parent, and thoughtfully communicates and guides the middle school community. You engage, you inspire, and empower you, our students. And we are very deeply grateful to you for your commitment to our school and our community, and the blessings that you bring every day to work. Thank you, Ms. Levinson. Well, some of my parting remarks, many of them have been taken already by Ms. Levinson and Joey, but I'll improvise, it's okay. I would like to recognize 10 alumni parents who are here tonight who are advancing their 8th grade students. We have 10 families who attend the JKJ RKYHS. We'll give you a round of applause and we congratulate you for being the future of our community. And we are excited to welcome back generations of our graduates of JKJ RKYHS who will continue to build and strengthen this wonderful community that we call our school home. This you may not comply, but I hope you do. I'm going out a little bit on a limb just to say the archaeologists family did this with pride. I'm hoping the same to JKJ families. We have several families who are Mazinga families tonight, which means that unfortunately for us, they are graduating their last child from JKJ. And we ask you to please rise so we can recognize you and thank you for amazing years. Please rise and give a round of applause. We don't want you to be too happy. We're certainly not going to give you a broom for those who repent in this ritual in any way. While you were in the middle school, my dear Advancees, you have heard many times the word upstander. If I would ask any one of you, just like Joey spoke about Christian cares, you'd be able to tell me quite clearly what an upstander is. An upstander is to stand up when perhaps those around you are not performing in a way that meet our standards. You've heard the term before, and it is certainly aligned with the messages of Kalev and Yehoshua, as Joey and Ms. Levinson explained. They were upstanding in a group of people who demonstrated moral weakness and weakness of character. And the question, of course, that I think we should ask is not necessarily the moment of how they stood, but what brought them to that moment? What was their inspiration? How did they find the courage and the fortitude to be upstanders in a moment when the entire Jewish community was looking to them and to behave in a way that would have been completely consistent and aligned with their peers who came back with derogatory, derisional statements about the land of Israel? So they had a lot of courage. And it's good to learn not only that they did it, but how did they do it. And Chazal tell us a little bit about the pretext, the prequel of Yehoshua and Kalev. Yehoshua, as the Torah tells us, was the very close disciple and the student of Moshe Rabbeinu. He was Misharei Moshe, Lo Yamish Mitoch HaOhel. He never left his side. He learned from him. He gained and imbibed and inspired from Moshe Rabbeinu's message. Kalev, Rashi tells us, took a different path. As the Jews and the Israelites, that was said, were entering the land of Israel, the Negev, the Torah tells us, Vayahu b'Negev vayavo ad Hebron. They sojourned through the Negev, but Vayavo only singularly went to Hebron. Rashi says that singular person was Kalev, who went to pray by the tomb of the patriarchs to make sure that he had the strength and the inspiration to be an upstander when the moment was calling. And like my colleague and my inspiration, Professor Dumbledore says, it takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to your enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends. Kalev and Yehoshua leaned in to the values and to the role model relationships that they had, their education that brought them to that point. So they were able to be upstanders and stand up against the tide of moral confusion, of hopelessness that was beginning to permeate the Jewish experience. JKJ class of 25, you were privileged also, like Kalev and Yehoshua, to have role models like Moshe Rabbeinu was for Kalev and Yehoshua, to have an education, you have a history, you have parents, legacy parents, grandparents, who have given you this inspiration and this strength, the values and the principles and morals that go way back into our generation's history. You have role models in your life that are current and in the future who will help you stand strong in a time when people around you are perhaps not demonstrating the type of character that we know that we expect from you and you expect from yourselves. It's not only the character that you need to demonstrate among your friends and peers. It is a new generation where young people are called upon to be the upstanders of the Jewish community, to push back against the moral confusion, the twisted ideology, the bankrupt thought leaders of our generation. And it's the strength that you are receiving right now, the inspiration, the messages, the values, the principles, both from your parents who are here in the audience, and from your grandparents who are here, here and the legacy families that you come from, and your teachers and your role models that were in the past from the moment that you went to school until you graduate our wonderful school experience. You will take that, you process it, you personalize it, and you will be the upstanders of the future generation. And that gives us great hope as to where we will be as a people. Because now we look to the young generation to be upstanders and inspire the rest of us. So congratulations to the class of 25, and you will repeat the words, Ki yachol nuchala. We can do this. Congratulations. Just a change announcement from the program. The collation is served in the Founders Atrium, which is the entry hall when you first walk in. Tfilat Mincha will be 15 minutes after the conclusion of the program in the Klape Village. Please rise.
נפש יהודי הומיה ולפתי מזרח קדימה עין לציון צופיה עולו עבדה תקוותנו התקווה בשנות 2000 להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון ירושלים להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון ירושלים